Hi, everybody. It is Kathy, and I love to be selling. Thank you for letting me know that issue. I got everything fixed, and here we go. So, what I'm going to be talking about is, do you want more of this eBay seller? And I'm going to bet you anything that your answer is yes. Because what we're going to talk about is, do you want more of this eBay seller? And we're going to talk about, do you want more sales? And of course, the answer is yes, Kathy, I want more sales. This is what I'm going to talk about, though, with sales is you have your inventory. Hi, Debbie, how are you? You're putting up your listings, and this is going to be true whether you're a newer seller, intermediate, or advanced seller, is you start to learn typically how long things stay listed for you. And this will vary a lot depending on what your selling categories are. For my sellers that sell, hi Sharon, thank you so much. My sellers that are selling more unique, higher end collectible items, typically they can sit, a year, 2 years or longer. And people that sell more commodity items, things like clothing with major brands at affordable prices, typically items like that should be selling in 6 months and under. Hi, Norman, how are you? Welcome. So you'll learn like my clothing typically sells, let's say like in 3 or 4 months. My toys typically sell in 2 months. Puzzles, start to be aware of that. And if you're not aware of that, look through your solds. Now, one thing that can help sellers, when you're logging your inventory, you're either using like an Excel spreadsheet or some kind of Google Doc to keep track of items. And what can be good on that is you're going to be putting the date that you bought it. I do month and year. Okay. The date that you bought it, month and year. And I also note where I bought it. And I have code for the different places that I source because that helps me. If I'm going through my solds and I notice, for instance, let's say the Salvation Army, okay? Like the Salvation Army items really sell and sell pretty quickly. That lets me know that that is a great place for inventory. So I'm going to include more trips there. On another side, as you might find out, Goodwill, like, wow, I really do well with Goodwill. So again, look at not just how fast it's selling, but where you're sourcing the items from. Now, another great way of keeping track of this, besides any kind of Google Sheets, Excel sheets that you have, is using what's called the custom label field or the SKU field on eBay. And if you're not aware of this, it is a field that only you see. Your shoppers don't see it. So when I see people that are clearly putting the location of their items in titles and in descriptions, that's really not a good thing to do, particularly in the title. The title is an area that is searched by eBay search and Google search. And if there's numbers and letters that are there that are not like an MPN or an ISBN or some kind of identifier number, like a product number or manufacturer number, Google and eBay don't know what to do with that number. And that can hurt you in search, and you don't want that to happen. If you're on a desktop, I was actually looking at this on mine because I've been using it for so long. If you go to your active listings on a desktop, what you're going to see is your list of all your active listings. If you look in the right-hand corner at the top of it, it'll say results, and it lists all the listings you have up. Over on the right, in little blue writing, it says customize table, print, download, upload. If you click customize table, you're going to see a lot of things available to you. These are the columns that are going to show in active listings, and you get to choose what you want to show. And I'm going to read some of them to you. Item specifics, custom label. You want that, click it off. Item ID, format, available quantity, duration, views, promoted listing, watchers, questions, bids, on and on. But the one you want to make sure that you click is the custom label field. You can put anything you want in the custom label field. A lot of sellers put the location, I'm raising my hand, the location of the item in the custom label field, like on the mug shelf. I have multiple closets where my items are stored, and I have a shorthand for my closets. So I will put in the custom label field my closet location where it is so I can find the item, okay? So in selling, Yes, you're looking at wonderful inventory. Yes, you're looking at optimized listings, but in sourcing items and doing your listings, you're also watching what is your typical, it's called sell-through rate. You'll also hear the term return on investment or ROI, also conversion rate. This is all about how long the item is listed. So to increase your profit, which everybody's interested in, and increase your sales, oftentimes you'll hear people recommend like, oh, you have to have X amount of listings up, or you'll need to source this category or these categories, or you have to go to these stores. And I find that is not true. Everybody's different. What Sharon is able to source is going to be different. What I can source is different. What Norman sources. Also, what your areas of expertise are. You know, I might be very good because I have a theater background. So I'm very good on Broadway collectibles. I know a lot about shows and performers and the theaters and the history of the show. Okay. So I'm going to be able to source that very, very well and price it accurately. Somebody else would not have that expertise. I'm trying to think. My husband, if you don't know this, my husband is an ex-racehorse jockey. So whenever I get anything equine, he's like the first person I go to because he is an enormous resource on information about thoroughbred horse racing. So I have my item. Use the custom label field to put when it's listed. To increase your profit, yes, list, yes, optimize listings, yes, use social media, and you want to watch how long the item is listed. If I have an item, if I have a commodity, if I have medium price or bargain price items, I'm not going to pick clothing because it's such a big category, but certainly would hold true for toys, for plush, for home decor, electronics, a lot of items that really should move pretty quickly. And if something is not moving quickly, so it's like, okay, I've had these shirts up and they've been up for 6 or 7 months. What is going on? And what can happen is that we're so busy as sellers, right? I'm so busy listing. I'm so busy sourcing. I'm not keeping track of how long my item is listed. So I'm adding more and more listings, and I might be tweaking and tweaking and tweaking and doing social media and social media and social media. And sometimes it's beneficial to sort of hit a pause button. You might want to do this once a month. I do it quarterly. Okay. So January, February, March, right at the end of March, beginning of April, I'll do this. Okay. And then April, May, June. So right at the end of June, beginning of July, I'll do this. And oftentimes going into fourth quarter, it's a really good time to do it. Is yes, source, yes, list, yes, optimize, but look at what is up and how long it's up, because your listings are money. You have invested money in them. I mean, sometimes things are free, which is nice, but basically you're looking at money. Every listing you have up is money, and it's money that is not back in your pocket yet. It's money that you have invested and you're waiting to get the return on your investment. So to increase profit, to increase sales, to increase how much money I'm making, yes, you want to increase listings. Yes, you want to source good inventory. But if I can increase my conversion rate, this was like a bell that went off for me a couple of years ago. So if you typically, let's say like you typically sell 3 items a day, or you sell 3 items a week, or you sell 30 items a day, if you can bump that up by even 10%, it's a big, big difference to your pocketbook. And again, a lot of times people sort of frou-frou that. They're like, oh, you know, I'm going to double my sales and I'm going to double my listings and I'm going to double my income. Good, but it's the steps you take to get you there. So let's say I'm selling 3 listings a day, and I'm doing that 7 days a week. So I'm getting 21 listings sold a week. If I can up that to 4 a day, that means I'm going from 21 to 28. That is a big difference. And do math like that. So if I typically do 5 and I can get it to 7 and add it up, because it adds up. If you can put an extra $30 a week in your pocket, an extra $50 a week in your pocket, an extra $100 a week in your pocket, and let's just pick something smaller, like it's going to be an extra $25 a week in my pocket. That's $100 a month. That's $1,200 a year. It adds up, particularly for my part-time sellers. For my more full-time sellers, if you're typically, let's say like you're netting $200 a day, if you can bump that even up to $225 a day, $230 a day, it really adds up. And that's what the custom label field is so handy for. So let's say you get a best offer, because this is one of my favorite things about best offer. So let's say you've got a best offer on something and it's been up for like 7 or 8 months. Okay. You only paid $2 or $3 for it. It is listed, let's say, for $40. So you paid $2, $3, maybe even $4 for it. And it's listed for, let's say, $40. And you get an offer for $25, which is like, ouchie, right? It's like almost half off. But you only paid $3 now, or $4. Let's say you have a lot of experience with it. So if I have a lot of experience with this item or this category, and I know, because I have a friend who does vintage jewelry, and she really knows the prices on this, and she's very willing to wait a year, year and a half to get her price, because she knows typically a lot of times people will go lower on it. She actually sources on eBay too this way, and buy it, and she'll mark it up because she knows what it goes for, and she's really good on the keywords, and she has a lot of expertise. If you're running that kind of business, do it. But for all of us, there's times when you get a lot of bills. Or the other thing is, you know what? My sales are just slow. And one thing, when your sales are slow, the eBay algorithms know that your sales are slow. And it's like a catch-22. Your sales are slow. The algorithms know you're slow. And it seems to be harder and harder to get traffic, right? Because you're looking at your impressions, clicks, and sales in your dashboard. And you really want to get sales when your sales are slow. So if your sales are slow, if you've got bills, if you're willing to take a little bit less money, particularly for something that you really didn't pay much money for, and it's been up for a while, and you don't want to wait another 6 months or 8 months to make that $20 or $30. I know it can hurt sometimes. I'm actually going through this right now with an item where somebody's really lowballing me. And I'll offer them a good price. And also because I just listed it. So it's like, no, I'm not going to give this to you for half off. But so far they're bumping up. So this was $100 item, just to let you know. And they came at me with $20. And I was like, ugh, but I didn't decline it. I countered it. And it was listed at $120. So my counter, I believe, was $105. It was like, because I wanted to send the message of, hello, you need to come up. Well, right now, the last time I checked, they're up to like about $50. And if they come up to like 80, even though I just listed it because I got it for a good price, I'll cut it loose for like around $80, $85. I'm not going to, that's another thing. Bird in the hand. Yeah, I could probably wait another 5 or 6 months and maybe I get $90, $95. But to wait 5 or 6 months for $15, no. It's like bird in the hand. Plus, a lot of times the shopper will be super happy because they know they got a killer deal. The item was just listed, and if I remember correctly, the full price is like $120. And if I cut it loose for like around 80, they just save what, $50? They're doing good. Wait, hang on, 120, and I cut it loose for 80. They save $40. So they're doing well. So think about that. Keep an eye on your sales. When things get slow, that's, again, why the custom label field is so, so helpful, because in it, you can put what you paid for the item and you don't have to keep pulling out your Excel spreadsheets. That's what I like. I just click over, I look at it. It doesn't, we all keep asking eBay for this, and one of these days we'll get it. It doesn't show, like when you get the best offer, you can't pull your custom label field up. So what I do is I go to the item, I click revise, and I scroll through, and that way I can see the custom label field if I'm on my phone, because a lot of times I get best offers when I'm on my phone. Then I take a look at it so I know what it is, and then I can go back and respond to the offer. Okay, so think about that. Best offer is your friend, particularly if it's slower sales. Consider taking a little bit less than you normally would. And even though it's ouchy, maybe even 30 or 40 less. Again, if it has been sitting there for a very long time, and long is going to be different depending on the category. It's wonderful to listen to wonderful seller friends that are willing to keep their items up for 2, 3, and 4 years. But you need to look at your business. You need to look at how much money is tied up in inventory. You need to look at your bills, and you need to look at your sales. And again, if they are a little sluggish, it can be worth it to give them a killer deal because you're still making a profit, right? They're getting a great deal and you're getting a sale, which will help you with the algorithms, because then eBay sees, oh, she's exciting, she's wonderful, people are shopping with her, and you get more sales. I don't know if this has ever happened to you. I know it's happened to me. You ever notice this? It's like slow, slow, slow. Somebody sends you a best offer. You take the best offer, kaboom, you get a nice cha-ching on your phone. And sure enough, within an hour or two, all of a sudden you get a few more cha-chings, right? Because all of a sudden you've become desirable. All of a sudden you've moved up, like with the horse race, you moved up in position. So consider that. Again, I want you to make money. We're here to make money. Part-time, full-time, we're here to make money. Want to offer good value to people. And again, we're all different. So if you're fine, or if you're in a position where you're totally fine to wait for a year and a half, 2 years, like my friend, because she wants to get the higher margin, then know that. And that's great. If you're selling things that are more commodity items, that are more like there's 2,000 of that brand on eBay, then definitely take a look at what you're paying, then the offers or the prices that are being offered. And best offer really is great on most categories because it will help you to move your inventory. Now, we know that many things sell year round. For instance, Christmas sells year round, Easter sells year round, Halloween sells year round. And if you're not aware of this, if you're newer to eBay, spring and summer sell year round. Why? Because people are going on cruises and they're going to warm places, or they live in warm places, particularly if you ship globally. It's also true for winter, fall things. Yes, in the middle of July, heavy sweaters will sell and winter coats will sell, again, because of travel and because of international travel. So do consider that. And also because you're shipping internationally. But there are seasons in selling too, where you'll see certain things really pick up. And right now we're right in the middle of back to school shopping. Now, it may not be back to school where you are. Like I'm in New York City. Here in New York, the students in this area go back to school after Labor Day. Typically, the southern states are back to school now in August. But back to school, if you're not aware of this, is a massive, massive retail moment online and in brick and mortars, and more online. And it's not just backpacks, and it's not just pencils, and it's not just journals. It's everything, because consider the college students, consider the professors, the teachers, and everybody from the little pre-K are going to school all the way through your college and your grad school. So what I've done is, and you're going to hop over to my website, ilovetobeselling.com, and I have put together a sheet for you all about back to school shopping. So you're going to my website, you're going to click on free tips. And once you land on free tips, let me make sure this is showing. Yes, you're going to scroll down and you want the ultimate guide to back to school products. It's over 20 pages of product ideas. And the reason I bring it up is I will bet a lot for most of you. And again, some people are very, very niche. So if you're very, very niche, this may not apply to you. But for most sellers, you have items that are back to school items, either for the students or it's for the parents. Don't forget, parents shop for themselves while they're shopping for their kids, for the teachers and for the professors. And with a little bit of tweaking on your social media and a little bit of tweaking at times on your title and your description, you can really help your items to show up to the back to school shoppers. And you may not think of the item as a back to school item because you think, oh, well, Kathy, only backpacks are back to school, or only laptops are back to school, or only Sharpies are back to school, and the items that I have are not back to school. Well, you would be surprised at what back to school is. It is huge. For instance, clothing is back to school. Home decor is back to school. Things for dorm rooms are back to school. And there's a lot more. I'm in brick and mortar for over 25 years before I was a full-time eBay seller. So I take all that brick and mortar experience because I'm used to retail seasons. And I put it together in this guide for you. It is completely free. Grab it, download it, and this is how to use it. Effectively is print it out and look at it. And then look at your listings. Do you have listings that you could showcase as back to school items? And then the second way to use it is look at, I'm looking to my left because that's where my unlisted inventory goes. Do you have unlisted inventory? And you can scan it. And if you've got a room, you're going to scan the room for items that are really good right now for back to school. And the back to school product list is going to help you. So you're going to grab those items. Why? Because they're going to make you money now. And that's what we're focusing on right now. How do we make money now? How do I convert my listings now to sales? Is you're going to look at that unlisted inventory and you're going to grab the items that are going to be really hot back to school items, and you're going to prioritize listing them. And do use that custom label SKU field. Again, I put month and year because that way I can quickly look at how long it's been listed. I put the price and I round up. So if it's $1.50, I put $2. So I round up. I just find that easier. Even numbers when I'm staring at the custom label field. And then I do abbreviations for where I'm buying it. Because again, I like to be reminded of if there's certain wholesalers that are working really well for me or certain stores, I can hold that in my mind and go back. Okay. Your back to school guide is awesome. Thank you, Paula. And Paula is a wonderful bus monitor in Texas. So Paula, thank you for taking care of your kids. All of us appreciate that. We all want them to be safe and to be learning. Debbie, do you like GSP or International Standard? I love it. In fact, I'm a huge fan of, to slightly change the subject, International Standard. If you're not aware of it, eBay has 2 international shipping programs now. The eBay International Standard is highly competitive with the USPS rates. So that if you would just print a label and send it regular international mail, particularly I ship to Canada a lot, and it is always so far for me. And my items tend to be lighter. So I'm shipping things that are under 2 pounds, are always cheaper than the regular international. Debbie, I use global shipping program for items that are very fragile because of the extra insurance that you have, or if it's very expensive. And I would recommend to my sellers that sell luxury goods, particularly if you're selling very high-end luxury brand name goods, you definitely want to take a look at the global shipping because you just get a lot more protection with that. But hop over to my website and grab the Ultimate Guide to Back to School Products, because again, it is going to help you to move your inventory, and that's the goal. Yes, get it listed, but we want to get it sold. The faster you get your items sold, and for a nice price, I want you to make money. The faster you get the items sold, the faster that cash is going back in your pocketbook. And that way you've got the income that you want from eBay, and also that you're growing your eBay income without growing the hours that you're working. If you can sell those listings faster, it's more money for you while working the hours that you have set that are a blessing for you and your family. So grab that guide, keep listing, keep selling. Bye-bye. I'm Kathy, and I love to be selling.